Hello everybody and welcome to the Cone Racing League Tier 2 finale of Season 3. It's going to be around Abu Dhabi. We've got a title battle, 1 point difference between Big Balls and Sadistic King, who's 1 point behind. Today I'm joined by Jamie. Wait, no, sorry, Kieran.
There we go.
Sorry.
It's okay, it happens, I'm very forgetful. But yeah, last week threw up a couple of surprises with Sadistic King finishing, what was it, 10th?
Yeah, and Big Balls getting the win.
The race and fastest lap was it, so he went from 23 points behind to a point ahead.
Which is certainly something he needed in order to get the title down. It looked like it was a fairly done deal. Both drivers getting fairly decent results, race in, race out. That much of a gap. Hard to catch up, but after that race by Sadistic King last time.
I think the only tier for CRL that hasn't come down to the final round is CR1.
Yeah.
Will
Being absolutely dominant.
With like 4 rounds to go. But we're in Q1. We will see. I will actually start my stream. As I forgot to do that. That might be a good idea. It's been a long day. But yeah. 2 drivers battling out for the ultimate glory and potentially into tier 1 for the new season that starts in February. So both drivers will be itching to get that win today in order to move up.
Here we go, first man out the pits, Jamie Robertson. I don't think that's a name I've seen before. Is he one of the reserves brought in?
He is one of the reserves today, yes.
Yeah, I think 4 reserves today actually.
With Kugataz being by a teammate from CRL, he looks like he may be making a step up.
And Gavin, not aware that he'd be given the pit lane, got disqualified. I guess went deep on the pit lane exit. Yeah, that's not ideal.
I know exactly how that one feels. It is not fun, and you sit there through qualifying, absolutely heaved that it has happened. I said heaved there, by the way, before anyone decides to jump into the comments and have a go at me for swearing. It's not fun. You sit there absolutely annoyed at yourself that such a simple mistake has ruined your qualifying session, especially with full qualifying. But at least now, I don't even think he's managed to get his setup dialed in because, well, it even count his setup as he got DQ'd before he crossed the pit lane exit.
Don't really know how it works, but I'm on board with Big Bulls. The man second in the championship, 1 point behind.
No, that's Sadistic, that's 1 point behind.
Oh yeah, sorry. Big was our championship leader. Sadistic also out on track.
I will follow Sadistic if you follow Big Balls. Really, these 2 are the ones that we're going to be, not disrespect to the other drivers, these 2 are going to be the figurehead of today's.
It's nice to have an F1 championship that actually comes down to the final round and not just Mercedes wins it 5 rounds. Early.
Last time we had it in F1 it was what, 2016? Oh, that's JD retired. So does he have a quali ban?
It looks like it was on turn 1 actually. Try and get on board with the drivers in the right place for it.
In turn 1?
Yeah, no.
In the pit lane?
Turn 3, turn 4.
So
it was a crash, yeah. He lost it.
He 100% lost that on the curb. It is very easy to do. I spent half of my qualifying session on Monday sideways facing that curb and dropped it on the final lap while running in P4 on that curb. So it's dangerous.
So we just heard Gavin, the man who crashed at the boom, went over the line I guess at the pit exit, wasn't happy with him. His wheel cut out, and that's why he wasn't able to turn. So that's a shame for him. Prevented him from qualifying.
At least on the upside, it's free shot of driver of the day.
Yeah.
Positives.
Well,
just think about free shot of driver of the day. Interesting enough, we only have one person out on medium tyres, and that is IS. Where is he going? ISRL Colin. So I'm just going to refer to him as Colin. Where is he on track actually? He is in sector 3, just about to complete his first flying lap. So the first one on mediums through qualifying.
There we go, big balls straight to the top. Exactly what you expect from a championship leader.
Colin lost it on the final corner. He managed to just about keep it out of the wall without damage, and he split up the rear tyres.
Yeah, struggling to get it pointing forward.
I just hope that he's got enough fuel in that car to do a lap. He's going to need to do another lap.
Sadistic just behind him. Sadistic 9/10 off Big Balls. Is there any point in using mediums in Q1?
He may have gone for the softer compound tyres. So he's just trying to get the set of mediums he's got out of the way. And Jamie Robertson has had a moment somewhere. He's 11.2. Oh, he invalidated his lap, so he's been
I think it's probably an in lap moving out of the way, drivers on their flying laps.
Yeah. As we ride on board with 4-star, him and Craig are obviously still in the racing points. Every driver who has confirmed themselves for next season, I think the last time I checked, we'd confirmed 44 drivers for next season already, and the post had been up for about an hour. So, and I think across all 3 tiers we've got permanent drivers. I think it's around 55. As Cougar immediately goes into P6. I will be.
Jay Williams up to 4th. McLaren 2-4. Oh, who was that? Sadistic. No, Sadistic's taking a trip on the grass in the sector 2. Actually, sector 3.
Yeah, I'm not sure on how well the McLaren cuts grass. I'm not sure if it will be as good as Mercedes.
No, I think Mercedes did it first, and they seem to have done it better. Going quite slow on the grass here.
Yeah, Captain Nick with an impressive time. That came out of nowhere. A lot of drivers taken to that escape road at the chicane. I know it's just a way of getting out of the way and making sure you don't impede someone that's on a flying lap. It's a useful tool for it to be there. And not many people like Herman Hill tracks, Abu Dhabi being one of them.
It's not too bad as a track, but it's not exactly amazing.
No. To watch, it's not that great as a race, except for 2016 Abu Dhabi actual F1 championship. The final round where Nico Rosberg took it. That was the only decent race, in quotes, around Abu Dhabi I've ever seen. It just because there's very few places to actually overtake except for the DRS zones. There's not that much action going on about the track. But there are a few places where if you have enough confidence in your ability, you can absolutely send it and just hold the car ahead of you gets out of the way. Turn 8 and 9, for example, which is the first chicane along the back straight after the DRS zone. As B Wheeler is on a very slow lap for it.
I'm on with Pheasant Plucker, watching him through his lap. And of course, only 3 of the drivers that are racing are not going to be able to cross the line. Sorry. 3 drivers racing not going to get through to Q2.
As Craig just left the pits. Bearing in mind the pit lane exit here is a challenge within itself. Because it's under the tunnel, well it's through the tunnel, underneath turn 1, round turn 2, then it pops you out at the apex of turn 3, I believe. It's a very awkward pit lane exit, and if you're not particularly paying attention, you can quite easily just crash straight into the wall there and either ruin your race or your qualifying session.
Kieran, apparently your voice is echoing.
I physically don't understand how, but bear with me for a moment. Let me just unplug my headset and plug it back in.
Well, I can't hear you echoing, but...
Is this Nathan that said I'm echoing again?
Yeah.
Hello. I hope you hear that 3 times. But bear with me for a minute.
Well, at the moment we've got a Ferrari 1-2. So, Big Ball's teammate separating him from Sadistic King. So they might decide to employ some team strategy to guarantee that Ferrari get that Drivers' Championship. Not sure. Are they looking for the Constructors here, or has someone else got that? I think Ferrari probably do the Constructors in Tier 2. And quite hard for anyone else to get. Although, actually...
did you just see the Renault of Kyle going the opposite way with Craig on?
No. Oh, he's just been disqualified for whatever he was doing.
Yeah,
oh, and Draper's just had a horrific crash. Jumped on board as it was happening.
What sector is he in? Is it
first sector. Yeah, hop on board with 4-star, I think. So no.
4-star's too far away. Big balls. Oh, there we go. That is Pheasant Plucker.
Yeah, he's going for a spin. Had a few incidents. Four people DQ'd. A few that quicker drivers choosing to retire. If we have a look at the race director, we can see which drivers. So Gavin got disqualified. JD crashed. Carl got disqualified, and Draper crashed.
So a mixed bag of who's out and for what reason. That is Dragon and Speed going on an adventure. It's like they all watched Lord of the Rings before this. Do you know that scene of where the hobbits like, I'm going on an adventure and running down the hill? That's what it's like whenever they see the massive runoff. They just go, yeah, let's see how that feels and just explore it. Especially on their in-laps when they know they're safe. For example, Dragon, with one guy to go out, he's in P5. I'd assume he's safe by now.
Certainly our top driver is going to be safe. Nearly 7/10 clear of the entire field. Actually, only Tobes needs to be worried at the moment. Yet to set a lap. They're coming around the last few corners now. See what time he can get, whether he slots in. Looks like he's going to make it through. There we go, 35.3 up into 9th, putting B. Wheeler at risk now. Both racing points also on the borderline. So B. Wheeler on his out lap. Going to be looking to let some drivers on their fast lap through while they're on the straight.
6 minutes left to go. Q1, it's normally not as tight as Q2, but everything is on the line for these guys today. As a few drivers, I believe, can still finish 3rd in the championship. I was reading the Discord server earlier and the messages in between doing other things. I can't remember what a driver said. He could still finish 3rd.
Well, 4-star's the only man. You can take it from Club PR.
So it's 4-star and Club PR that are battling out for 3rd. So,
but actually, the battle between Ferrari is currently 4 points ahead of McLaren in Tier 2.
Is that for the constructors?
Just Tier 2 constructors, so not the...
combined constructors?
Yeah. Which is usually the constructors that we go for in this league.
Yeah, so the combined constructors, if I can find it...
Actually, it's AlphaTauri, isn't it?
AlphaTauri are on 450 points as of round 10. Alfa Romeo are on 401. I would like to say I contribute to that, but I've only contributed like a 5th. So
well, if there's 6 drivers, a 5th is more than the average driver there. So here we go.
My fair share, yeah.
Small mistake by B. Wheeler in turn 1.
Obviously, Kugataz.
Ooh, big mistake by B. Wheeler. That ends Q1. He's upside down with the tyre, preventing him from being all the way upside down. Yeah, that ends Q1. Same place the other 2 drivers lost it. They did turn 1, turn 2, and the sweeping right-hander there. All of them lost.
Jesus. I've just seen it on board with Jamie Robertson. Jesus, that looks bad.
Hanging there like a cow.
I was just about to call Hulk about too. But as I was just about to say, in regards to the combined constructors, Kugata's been an alpha. Oh, there's 4-star losing it on the same corner.
He manages to prevent his car from dying completely. Actually, I see no front wing damage, so I don't know what he did, but he did it right.
It's like he was watching some ice skating earlier on and he did a nice pirouette. He just kind of lost the rear, slid it back round and just kind of ended up facing the same way he was going in the first place. Very well held. Very nice from him. But as you can see, guys, we are 3 minutes away from ending Q1. All
unless
these guys could
drivers retire.
Yeah, I was just about to say, unless they just all opt to retire now because they're all safe. Some of them might still want to do a couple laps for track time because they've not had very much due to work commitments, family life, things like that.
Yeah, 4-star seems to be one of those going for it.
I think he's just trying to get back to the pits because his tyres, especially his rear tyres, will be dead. Like, the flat spots on his rear tyres will be unreal. If there was actually like a full-on motion cam in these cars, every time the rear tyres just go round, you just see it bounce. That's how flat the back will be, some of the rear tyres will be. As Cohen decides that he's going to go out with 2 minutes left of the session.
Yeah, interesting. So is Koga, 2 of the
reserves for today.
Yeah. There we go.
There are 2 of 3 drivers left to not retire from the session. Kugataz, obviously, he raced here Monday, so he has a little bit more practice around here than most this week. Dragon on Speed is just sat chilling in the pits. He might be comfortable, or he might not realise.
Yeah, Koga into the pits.
So he's realised he's through. It might be one of the things, you know, where you don't check the lap board before you leave the pits and you end up doing half a lap, then you look up at it, you're like, actually,
oh, this wasn't worth it.
yeah, like, people are out, I may as well save this set of tyres. I'll do my out lap, scrub them in, so the next time I go out on them, they're already scrubbed. So,
there we go. So far, both championship contenders made it through. Don't seem to be suffering too much from the pressure. I'm getting the 1st and 5th fastest times.
it's going to be an interesting championship battle today. Are we going to see it go down to the final corner like we did in 2016 with Rosberg and Hamilton? Or are we going to see something Schumacher-esque in turn 1?
Well, part of me wants to see Big Balls win because he's a Ferrari. And part of me wants to see Sadistic King win because, yeah, I know him better. I know him quite well.
Yeah, obviously, as the commentators here, we can't have any bias towards the drivers. Because
support both drivers equally and keep our opinions to ourselves.
Be Switzerland. That's what we've got to be. So, Alfa Romeo. They're on my Sauber, which is Swiss.
There we go. So, in the end, none of the times matching a huge amount.
Obviously...
Of course, if B really got a better time before he retired, he could have got through, but... Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, obviously, with the disqualifications, Gavin Poynton and Kyle both will not be happy with that. I really want to see Kyle's point of view from why he was driving the wrong way. Draper, JD and B Wheel all losing it, so we have 15 remaining with the racing points. Just scraping through in P14 and P15. So over the last 4 or 5 races, the 2 drivers I'd say have been the kings of qualifying have been the Renault guys. They tend to be there and thereabouts together, not just one of them setting a ridiculous time and the other one going, yeah, I can't beat that, so I'm just going to stay in
Well,
the
that's
pits.
interesting. Error Voice is going to need an invite. He's just left the session. Only one driver currently on mediums. Ah, there we go. A few more going to it now. Oh,
Taking
whoops.
that last minute choice. So let me see. He did add me as a friend earlier. If my friends list actually works. There we go. I will send him another one just to be on the safe side, so that, at least then he's got a spare. Because Codemasters, over the last few weeks, the servers have improved.
Yeah, actually, I've been noticing less problems with it recently. Of course, still not zero, but...
But recently, the same reoccurring issue of requiring multiple invites to get into the same session.
Jamie taking out some of the braking boards into the first heavy braking zone. There we go. Error Voice back in the lobby again.
Did you say Jamie or Jay Williams?
Jamie Robertson.
Sorry, Jamie Robertson.
We've got... How many J's have we got today? Just two, just Jay Williams and Jamie. Oh, and of course there's a driver called Jamie.
Yeah, that's what confused me then. Because obviously, to the people at home, who know these guys' personal names, they don't. So when we refer to someone by their PSN tag, after getting to know them personally, it does become a little bit awkward because your natural reaction after seeing that tag is just to call them by their actual name.
There we go. First man on his lap.
Yeah, I'm riding on board with him too, so let's see how it gets on.
He's got a very clear track actually ahead of him. He's got Cohen ahead of him, but apart from that, navigates the corner, doesn't crash like a few other drivers have.
Obviously, purple sector 1 because he's the first man through it. Little bit of a moment. That curb is very easy to spin the rear tyres up on.
Yeah, if you watch into this heavy braking zone, the chicane down here, I think he knocked out some of the braking boards.
I mean, that's one way of making sure that... Nope.
Yeah, he took out the 150.
Alright, so, I mean, that's one way of confusing people and where they're going to brake.
Ooh.
Ooh. Well held.
Yo, there we go. He's kept it.
Well held. It's going to affect his lap time by like, at least a second, but...
Yeah, there we go.
He's backed out of it.
Done the smart thing.
Back out of it, recharges
is
ERS.
that driver behind him? Krager wasn't a lap actually. Jump aboard Krager now.
Who's on the medium. So we have Pheasant Plucker, Captain, Dragon on Speed, Liverpool Fan, Krager, and Claire PR all on mediums. Everyone else is on soft tyres, which is interesting. Let's see where Krager, what benchmark does he lay down?
That's not too bad.
135.8. It's respectable.
Could be better, but most drivers were 135s. Interesting, Jamie didn't pit, decided to go for, I guess, another lap.
Yeah, I think what he did was he pulled to the side, just let his tyres cool down a little bit. Recharges ERS, put the engine in lean, and just cruise round to the final corner to then let them get back to where they should be before going again. But I will follow Jamie actually, because new driver, stepping in at the final race as a reserve, Liverpool fan immediately doing a 1.57 on mediums. Yeah, Jamie, new driver, reserve for the day. Cougar tyres with an impressive 135 flat, but that is on the soft tyres.
I don't know what this track's like, but actually there might be quite even times once you have tyre compound. Medium tyres, Oh well, the
Medium
drivers on
tyres
medium.
are-
It's all very close together.
Medium tyres are 4 tenths a lap slower than the soft. The
That's someone in the wall
hard
back there. It looked like Big Balls just went for a trip into the wall. He's on an actual lap.
As he's still got his front wing intact.
Looks to be. He might have just been staying out of the way with them. Make any sense? So, very high chance I'm completely losing it.
Yeah, it's that time of year. It's mid-January. It seems like it's been going on for about.
There we go, up
500
into
years.
second.
Very respectable lap for a man that.
Oh, actually, it might have been Craigo just going deep to stay out of the way. Big Balls again with a fast lap. Not as quick as his first time, I don't think.
No, I don't think so. I think that was a 1:34.1. That yellow flag in sector 1, it will be one of the AlphaTauris just taking an exploratory line.
Yeah. Always, other Ferrari takes it off him. 200ths quicker, exactly.
You would be annoyed if your teammate beat you to pole by that big of a difference. As Sadistic King, obviously, if he stands a chance of winning the title today, he needs to get into Q3. A lot of drivers will say this isn't their favourite track. A lot of them will not hate it, but they won't be particularly fond of it, which I can completely understand. In places it seems to have a really nice flow, but then in others it's stop-start. It's not fun. As Jay Williams seems, is he on an outlap or is he just on an inlap?
I'm not sure. I'm following Sadistic King at the moment.
Yeah, I was. Then I decided to take a flick through the field and see who's where. But it does appear that 4-star is on a lap, so he's dragging on speed. 4-star is the closest man to finishing his lap, I believe, except for Sadistic King. Oh, they're right behind it, like they're right in front of each other.
Yeah. Sadistic King just ahead. There's a few just at the line. I think they're about to set times. I might be wrong.
4-star's invalidated his lap, so that one really doesn't matter.
I think he invalidated his lap last time as well. It's like the second time he's done that.
Craigo's been off through sector 1 as apparently he was 3.1 seconds in the red through sector 1. So unless he's had a little bit of a moment and managed to regain it.
Sadistic King, a very slow time there. 11th. Not in the top 10. Oh no, it was the other racing point that invalidated his lap. It was Craigo before.
Yeah. Thank you for reminding me about that. Based off of... Oh, he lost a little bit of front wing.
Who's this?
Craigo. So he lost it somewhere and he's cost himself some front wing. But just while you drivers are sat in the pits, I'm going to say this to remind you. Record your footage. As a few people have been reporting incidents of not being able to record the footage or forgetting through qualifying in the race. You've had your warning on the stream. That was mainly aimed at Sadistic King after he was saying that his PS4 is having issues in streaming and recording footage.
Doesn't want a championship that he earns taking away some incident that's called in that he can't deal with.
Yeah, exactly my point. It's
Oh, 4-star having a moment, keeps it out the wall again. It's the second time he's seen him do that this qualifying session. He can't seem to stop himself from spinning.
My look back button seems to be broken whenever I'm on comms. Because every time I look back it takes me into the Racing Point garage with Craigo being backed in.
Oh, I've had stuff like that happen before.
It's not what I want to see. I do not want to see someone backed in. That's why, from my side of things, you never see like side-to-side battles and things like that because it just doesn't work. My controller just doesn't like it. But Tobes with a 134.5, so
very close among the top three. But actually, 4th and 5th are closer. Here we go, Dragon. I'm to 8th on the mediums. So yeah, a few of the slower laps are set on mediums, but of course, almost all drivers now using the softs. Dragon gonna want to quickly come back to the pits so he can put them on himself.
What a few of them might have done is they might have come out on the medium tyre to help scrub the track in. So then they can come round on the soft tyres a little bit later on and have more grip. There's nothing worse than hitting a braking zone, hitting the brakes, and there just not being any grip there for you.
Oh, so Big Ball's choosing to retire there. And that could be risky. Because he's not that clear.
No,
because of the drivers who use mediums, it's very possible that he'll get knocked out, even from as high as 3rd. If doesn't block at 8/10 quicker, that'll put him above Big Balls. Oh wait, no it won't, it can't count.
Pheasant Plucker, he needs to gain 1.6, well 1.5 seconds.
But he is now on the soft compound, so...
Yeah, I'm just riding on board with him as we speak actually, because he's a man that just flies underneath the radar, isn't he? He doesn't really put a foot wrong, but we can never really look back after the stream and
ooh,
very
wow,
nice
there
lap.
we go. Very nice.
As I was just about to say, he normally doesn't do things like this. But, and immediately invalidates the following lap.
Nah, you can't blame the man if he's too excited.
No, you
It
can't.
sounds like Sadistic King had a bit of tangle with 4-star at some point.
4-star is still out on his soft tyres that he's done 3 laps on.
That's a Liverpool fan up to 5th position.
Genuine question. If you were in any of the other drivers' position going into this race, knowing that you could literally...
Ooh, Craigo spun. Front wing damage, but kept it safe, although he won't have time to go and get a new front wing. So that's his qualifying over.
Yeah, he has lost the left end plate. So he's lost it coming out the corner. Or
yeah, it's the same as everyone else DNF'd.
Yeah.
I think he also lost the top flap bit when he's slow on that cord. On that side.
Barge boards.
Yeah, he's lost the top one of them.
Yeah,
So 4-star into the...
if you were any of these drivers and you could single-handedly decide the championship by holding up one of the championship leaders, would you opt to move out of their way and let them pass to let them get on with their race and their championship, or would you deliberately keep them behind?
I would do my best to make sure that Vickles and Sadistic King are right next to each other on track. So if whether that meant holding them up or letting them through, I'll let the fight be on track, not just through strategy. I don't know why 4-star pitted then, because he'd improved his lap despite going in the pits. He shouldn't have gone into the pits, now he can't go out again. It was a bit of an odd decision by him.
Nope. Captain Nick retired, Big Bull's retired, they're in P3 and 4 at the moment.
Oh, 4-star, I don't really know what he's thinking. Craigo's kind of just given up, as is, who's that there? Liverpool fan deciding doesn't need to improve. Who else is there to improve then? Sadistic King.
Sadistic King.
He's on mediums.
Yep. Cohen is out. He's retired. That's just on a purple sector 1 in fairness, sector 2 in fairness. So
Yeah, 2.5 seconds. Well, that'll bring him to a, low 36.
That will bring him to a 36.3, which will move him up to 14th.
But of course, probably more time to gain in the last sector. He would have gone slow if he made a mistake like he did. So we'll see how he does.
Yeah.
Three
For
drivers
his
already
sake-
definitely knocked out.
Yeah, for his sake, let's hope that he manages to bank at least a 134, 130, yeah, 135.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Now, Jamie can't set another lap because he's invalid to the one he's on, but Dragon can, and he's got purple first sector, 6/10 faster. So as long as Dragon doesn't make a mistake, he can stroll around, go slower than he did last time. The other two sectors.
Do you really? I've spoken to Dragon outside of the track, off the track. Great guy all round. Excellent at pretty much everything he picks up, regardless if it's F1 or any other game. It's just in his nature. Just great fun to be around. Great fun to talk to, play games with, anything like that.
9/10 up now.
But
Where's he?
is he going to be ever so clinical as we know that he can be?
Well, he's looking to be about 7th or 6th position at the moment, and if he keeps improving, it'll be higher than that.
It will push Sadistic out of the top 10, which that's going to require a lot of overtaking during the race and a lot of wear on his tyres, being stuck behind other cars. But as we said earlier,
I think
move out
Dragon's
of the
got
way.
through. Dragon's definitely got through. There we go,
Ooh,
6th position.
That is a nice lap.
Mm.
A very nice lap.
Quite close up top actually.
Yeah.
I'll stick it on interval quickly. Oh, leader, sorry. Yeah, so less than a second in the top 12.
Well, can we just give Aeroboys and Cougataz a special mention? It's only... oh, and... where is he gone?
There are 4 reserves today.
Yeah, Jamie Robertson. I'm not sure who the 4th reserve is. I do apologise.
Cohen, Aravois, Kogutz and Jamie Robertson.
Alright, so, yeah, we will give all 4 of these reserves a round of applause for not
Actually,
only
they're all in a row here, aren't they?
yeah, for not just stepping in, but actually making a go of it and not just being there to make up the numbers.
2 of them made it through to Q3, and 2 of them narrowly missing out there.
Yes, with all of them using the same compound of tyre. So our top 10 is Pheasant Plucker, Claire PR, Tobes, Captain Nick, Big Bulls, Dragon on Speed, Liverpool Fan, Jay Williams, Aeroboys and Cougataz. With our championship leader, well, championship chaser, Sadistic King, all the way down in P11. And his championship rival could start 10 places ahead of him. That's a daunting task even thinking about it. I would not like to see my championship rival being 10 places ahead of me come the start of the race. So, let's see what type. Everyone's just going to put on a set of soft tyres, aren't they? Let's see what they've... Yep, I was right. Everyone's
Yeah,
on
a few drivers already going out. Toves, Aravois, Big Bulls.
So we've got roughly a minute and a half, minute 40 seconds before they actually hit the line to start the session, like completely, with their first flying laps. So, back to the usual question in Q3. Front row, who do you think is going to hit front row?
I'm not sure. I think one of the Ferraris will be up there. I think Pheasant Plucker stands a chance, but I think he'll probably be sitting on the second row.
Yeah, I'm going to put him for 4th. Because I think that someone's just going to pip him to second and third. I don't think
of
there's
course,
going to be too much in it.
Sadistic not now able to get it, but we know both Ferraris are capable. We've seen them do well. all the time in qualifying and in races, Captain Nick held back only by his consistency and ability to find every ball on the track and hit it with precision. Pierre, I don't think he'll be on the front row. We know we've seen him win, certainly last season. Don't think he's got to win this season. Not a slow driver.
I'm not entirely sure because I only started following Tier 2 when I started doing the comms with you. Before that, I really didn't look at the championship standings unless it was the constructors, because it really didn't bother me in the least horrible way. Obviously,
no, I think Tobes will stand a chance of getting on the front row as well. There's quite a few drivers. I mean, it's going to be down to the individual laps. But I'm going to call at least one Ferrari.
We have a very slow-moving car in Sector 3.
The AlphaTauri of
get out of the way. Just giving the car ahead of him enough room. As Big Balls is in Sector 2, just coming around the chicane at the end of Sector 1 into the hairpin, which during the race this will be an interesting corner to watch. Do you know, especially during mid battles, on what line they take through that hairpin?
Depends if they want to. And of course you can get the DRS before. If you send it into that corner, you can be ahead with DRS if you time it right.
Exactly. But if you're behind and you take the wider line, you'll lose time going round the corner, but you'll get a better launch out of the corner. But if you're ahead and you want to go defensive, hug the curb, you'll get a better rotation on the car, and time that you gain during the corner itself, you may not lose during the straight. It's one of them awkward ones. It's like, what line do you decide to take? I think it's just pot luck. Well, for me personally, it was just pot luck every single lap round there. With where
that lap, not too bad by Tobes. Certainly up there what we've seen so far. There we go, Big Balls topping it. Error Voice, next man to the line. Let's see what he can do. 35 flat, not too bad.
I think that's the best lap we've seen out of him today so far.
Dragon 24/7. Sorry, 34/7. Not that good. Don't think anyone is.
No, I'd even say like the top end, like esports guys won't be doing that. Third PR, straight into P5. Look, just being knocked down by Jay Williams, who went into P6, into P4. Sorry, I can't read today. I do apologise, guys. Kugataz is now out on a lap as he's coming around the three right-handers. One thing I have noticed about Kugataz's driving, do you know when you're riding on board with them and you can hear the gear changes if they're using manual gears?
He sounds quite early.
I was just about to say, he's very aggressive on the gear change. And it does sound like he short shifts through the gears, regardless if he's going up or down. So that might be due to his driving style and not getting enough traction unless he short shifts. But if it's just due to genuinely short shifting because he's still not used to manual gears all that much, it could be costing him a couple of tenths per lap. And the man is already ridiculously quick. So I don't know what that's about. I'm not going to judge his driving style because it's not there for me to judge. It was just an observation. Just put it out there in case someone thinks I'm slating the way he drives or something like that. I'm not. As Liverpool fans on his outlap, Pheasant Plucker is in the final sector. This looks like it's a very slow lap.
Not sure. Doesn't look that far back. That's not that slow.
No, it was where I jumped on board with him compared to the timing screen. I didn't get like the bearings of where he was on track until he'd come round the penultimate corner. I was like, oh. And well, I mean, if you don't want someone to have a Rolex, at least advise them otherwise instead of taking the advertisement board out with you. Because that's what he did at turn 1. He took the advertisement board out.
But also, as commentators, of course, we're not allowed to make fun of the drivers. It's our job to show our appreciation for them. But the other comms team are fair game, and we'd like to quickly point out that they said this was round 12 in their stream, which is incorrect.
There's only 11 rounds.
There's only 11 rounds, and this is the finale. So if anybody wants to see round 11, you're going to be disappointed because you got to wait for a season 4 round 1.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Liverpool fan gets a purple first sector.
Round 12.
I don't know how many rounds they're going to do.
Round 12.
Don't know how many rounds they're going to do next season. I think they might just end up sticking with the same calendar.
I think it will be the other half of the calendar. Well, it could be the other half of the calendar. I don't know. So the races that were missed out of the calendar this season are next season's races, which would make sense. But then it also means that everyone has to do Monaco. I don't want to do Monaco.
I think Monaco in the first 2 tiers wouldn't be too bad. I don't know. I haven't really looked at CRA, so I don't know how good. All Liverpool fan invalidating his lap. I don't know how good or bad CRA are, so I don't know how much of a disaster Monaco would be. Certainly, we've seen qualifyings where 7 drivers have been knocked out here in tier 2. So, and by that I mean crashed and DNF.
Let me put it this way: the last time I did Monaco, I stopped counting at 5 new front wings. That day, I swear I had more wings than a KFC bargain bucket. It was ridiculous. Like, I'd do a couple of laps, I'd clip the wall, and Jeff would come over the radio like, "New strategies available." I think I used the same set of tyres at least 3 times during that race. Still finished in the points. I wasn't complaining, but that's beside the point. Liverpool fan just upped and up to set a lap. He's gonna have to come out ASAP in order to get a lap in.
Actually,
Claire PR is on his out lap.
Who's going to be? I think Captain Nick's going to be next round to his lap. But while we're talking about championships, this Saturday I've got a race myself on GT Sport, and this is going into the race finale. I'm 2 points behind the championship leader, and I think I've got a quicker pace, so I stand a chance of getting that championship there. But we'll see.
It would be nice for one of the comms team for tier 2 to pick up a championship, regardless of what game it's playing.
Don't be gamist.
Yeah, exactly. And if you do, congratulations. If you don't, commiserations. As Liverpool fan, is still sat in the pits. Interesting. As I say that, he's just left the pits. That Alfa Romeo does look nice under the lights of the tunnel. I'll give it that.
I think part of the problem is next season, with Alpine being another car that's either black or white, the field's going to look quite boring because so many cars are opting for just using black and white colours that the other ones is going to stand out so much.
This is something that I'm assuming that you saw the picture posted earlier.
The Alpine.
Yeah, that's the winter testing livery. That's not their official race one. I felt
Nick's gone for a spin.
Uh-oh. Oh no,
Kept us out the wall. Oh, no. It was Nick, Captain Nick.
Big Balls is invalidated his lap. Oh, it's his out lap, so it doesn't matter.
But yeah, no, Captain Nick went for a spin on his lap.
Yeah, I can tell because he's now at pole time and he's not even at the final 2 corners. But he's got plenty of time to get round and do another lap. But actual Alpine for next season, according to reports, it's going to be, do you know the French football shirts?
Can't say I watch football at all.
Well, it's going to be in the same Le Bleu. So like a deep royal, like French blue.
Alright, I reckon that worked fairly well then.
With white and red like accents on it to make the French flag. That would be quite nice to look at, in my opinion.
That will be a good car to look at.
If they do it like that, or if they went for a white base with like blue and red accents, that would be quite nice. But I'm pretty sure that Ferrari have got a monopoly on anyone painting their car red as a base colour.
No, I don't think it's... Well, I mean, it's not against the rules, but it might actually not be a bad idea.
What, painting their car red?
Yeah.
As Captain Nick has just set a purple sector... Is this sector... Oh, it's invalidated. Oh, no. So, Clerpier, the only one that is actually challenging.
Jamie Robertson saying he disconnected. Are you good to give him a quick invite?
Yep. Yes. Has he put that into the Discord or...
No, he's stuck it straight on the YouTube chat, stream chat. He's back now.
He had a spare invite, did he?
I guess so. Clerpier in for a chance of pole here. I said I reckon he wouldn't get on the front row, but here he is. Maybe about to get pole. Ooh, not quite. 27 thousandths down. Ferrari on the front row though, it looks like, unless Tobes can do anything about it. 10th and a half down after the second sector. Might improve, but not too much. Does improve by 300ths, but not enough. Actually, his big balls improves. Dragon deciding to... He's just... Oh, right. That's what he was doing. A Liverpool fan into the pits. No, I think he was just driving slowly. Just felt like it. Just a Liverpool fan into the pits. That'll finish it up.
So, Jay Williams... everyone's just finished where they are now. We've got a minute plus left in quali, but...
Yeah, so our championship leader... yeah, Clerpier did prove it wrong a bit, didn't
he? Yeah.
Has he got a win this season or not? I'll check.
I'm not entirely sure. But do you know what I said about Captain Nick being pipped to second or third? I was right to being pipped to second and starting on the second row. So, well, you see if Clerpier's got a race win, I'll run through
no,
he
doesn't. I already had a quick look.
Alright, do you want to run through the top 10 then?
Okay, so Big Balls, our championship leader, taking the front, 10 positions ahead of his rival. Clerpier, the man I said wouldn't get in the top 10, in the top two. Captain Nick, the other Ferrari, Tobes, Pheasant Plucker, slower than actually Q2, Jay Williams, Dragon on Speed, Koguts, Error Voice, and finishing it off, Liverpool fan, who didn't set a lap.
Pheasant Plucker is literally, as soon as you said slower in Q3, he just put in a Discord server, always slower in Q3, man, annoying. So
yeah,
even he has realised himself that it's a trait, we'll say the least. But again, not here to judge or diminish any of the drivers, and I'm not trying to. I'm just reading out the comment that he made himself.
Yeah, Clerpier did have race wins, but he had them in Season 2. This being Season 3.
So I think if he finishes third in the championship this season, it's the second time in consecutive seasons that he's finished third.
Not even able to grab second, actually. But at the moment,
it's mathematically impossible for him to grab second.
Yeah, it is. Actually, it's quite tricky for him to not get third, especially considering where he qualified. Where was 4-star? He wasn't in the top 10.
4-star was 12th, I think.
No, the reserves were
11th and 12th. So
they were.
Was he 14th?
The reserves were 9, 10, 12, 13. And then
So
Sadistic was
he was
11th.
So he 14th or 15th then.
Guess so.
Oh yeah, that was it. Both racing points were way down there at one point. And there we go. Yeah, Craigo and Forsall 14th and 15th as we leave for the formation lap. Obviously not wanting to damage the car or get disqualified because yes, turn 1 isn't a particularly heavy braking zone. It's more of a just ease the brakes off and let the car roll around and then pin the throttle. But then you've got the braking zone of the hairpin not too far down the line.
I think this is going to be a story of can Sadistic King fight his way up. Started from 11th on the medium tyres, so of course can use different strategy. Probably about the same pace as the other guys around him despite being on different tyres. We'll see how he does.
I would personally appreciate it if the people that aren't within a chance of the championship let the championship leaders through and let them battle it out on track to see which one of them is going to be top dog by the end of the race.
No, you can't give it away entirely. It was last season that only because of, I can't remember who it was, another driver holding them up, they ended up tying on points and it came down to race wins. Now I think we said Sadistic King would get it. No, Big Bulls would get it on race wins.
Yep.
So he of course has the advantage. Because if they finish 9th and 10th, he's won regardless.
Yeah, is that Big Bulls?
Yeah.
Yeah, the only way that it would go to race wins is if Big Bulls doesn't finish in the points. Oh, Liverpool fan being in a collision somewhere and got disqualified from the formation lap. The only way that Big Bulls can take the championship on race wins is if he finishes outside of the points.
Jamie Robertson's just left the session.
I did send him a spare invite.
Yeah, I think you should be able to get back in. Hopefully before the start of the race.
Another one just on the off chance that he can't get back in. And weirdly enough, I knew exactly where he was on my friends list then. I scrolled straight to him.
It's quite
but
impressive.
Hopefully that allows him back in. Do you know what? I know this is going to sound a little bit weird, but for the first lap, I'm going to ride on board with Gavin Poynton. I think that he's not had a great few last races for him. A couple of disappointing performances in regards to being disqualified, penalties, things like that. They happen, but I will let you do the lights count.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights, and away they go. Quite a slow start by Big Balls. No, he did get away. Already Codemaster's messing up the orders. We can't really see who's where. I'll stick it on position change so you can see. Ignore that for the moment. Big Balls already distancing the pack. Club PR pack absolutely surrounding behind him. Kogut retired.
Kogut has gone.
That's a safety car. He must have been a crash then.
Yeah, that was. I can't remember. I saw a racing point going backwards at the same time.
Just know the order's wrong. But yeah, Gavin Boynton already up a few positions. Is it the correct order yet? I think it is the correct order now.
Yeah. So, where is Gavin Boynton now?
He's up to 16th position. So Sadistic King already up to 9th position. Sorry to be jumping around so much. So he's done well from that start. Actually, as has Cohen. Cohen's moved up. Kyle up 7 positions. Makes you wonder if he was the man who sent it, but of course
we missed it.
That is quite an impressive send actually. From 19th to 12th. Well, whatever he did, I'm impressed. Let's hope it was within the rules and he didn't take someone out at the start.
Yeah. There's absolutely sending it, and then there's sending it and getting yourself a penalty in the result of sending it.
One we love to see, one not so much.
Yeah, what we love to see is absolute sends from miles back where you get past cleanly without making contact, or the good old switch back at a tight corner.
Oh, few drivers into the pits.
Tobes, Clerpiar and Error Voice all in the pits, so I think they may just bump on a set of hard tyres and go to the end. Yep, that is hard tyres for Tobes.
Tobes has, Clerpiar hasn't. What about Liverpool fan and Error Voice? Ooh, the Ferraris trying to sabotage each other. And some braking boards gone in the process. Captain Nick and Big Bulls, both of them, for that collision.
What did they do crash into each other in the pit lane?
Big Bulls accidentally brake checked Captain Nick just out on track in general. Well, that's not ideal.
I hope this is, do you know, like Silverstone was? It was a very slow burner, but the last few laps are absolutely epic, and you can actually remember them.
But also, a lot of the braking boards were taken out by the Haas behind Pheasant Plucker, who's up a couple of positions because of pitting. Carl up 11 positions already. He drank some Monster and look at him go.
Kyle, I'm trying to think of what energy drink actually sponsors Renault.
Can have a look at the car.
I don't think they have an official sponsor. But I think it's down to like the driver's personal preference. With even being under the safety car, the first sector is 6 seconds quicker than what it is off the start. That's how you know it's. But Jamie Robertson moving up to P11.
Maybe he started P12.
Yeah, so he's gained on his debut. Bearing in mind. When it's the final race of the season, I'm going to try and avoid the championship battle, but flick back to it every now and again. Especially if it starts to heat up, so if they get close on track, then sorry guys. That one's the important battle, but I will try and keep up with the other battles going on track. But in the meantime, the guys reserving, I'm possibly looking at a seat in Tier 2 for next season.
Ooh, Captain Nick must have lost his front wing when they touched, because he's having to pit.
He did, he lost it. He lost a barge board and his end plate on the right hand side. So that would drop him down, that would drop him all the way down actually. He's now right at the back.
A long way to fight from there. And another position for Kyle.
That is a new front wing and fresh tyres. You're looking about 9.5 seconds in a pack that's bunched up under a safety car.
Actually, not many people left on the soft.
Has everyone either pitted and gone on to the mediums or?
The top 12. Top 12? Am I being blind? The top 12 haven't pitted. And about half of them are still on softs. 7 of them are on softs.
Like, speaking from personal experience here, I'm not sure if the other drivers, well, the drivers in this race will agree with me. If there is a safety car this early, and you started on a fresh set of tyres in the first place, there is no point pitting. Because in the Academy race Monday, we had a safety car around about the same time. I think it was like 3 or 4. Then we had another one around about lap 12, and then another one lap 15 or 16. And at that final safety car is when I opted to come into the pits from my medium tyres that I started the race on, that were a fresh set at the
there we
start
go.
of the race.
Safety car coming in this lap.
I am actually going to ride on board with Sadistic King, because I have a feeling that his teammate is just going to let him past and just send him on his way.
Quite possibly. looked like it was going to be Ferrari there, the two teammates working together, but actually McLaren, now with that potential.
And Dragon, and with Big Balls with that 5-second penalty. Which, as
Actually,
you
yeah.
said, he accidentally brake checked his teammate. If you caught that on stream, the stewards will review your stream too.
I think it was.
So
I'll have a look.
That might be caught, and he may actually keep that 5-second penalty. But it will be added to his pit time when he eventually does pit.
We're actually going underway here. Yep, there we go. Jay Williams immediately pulling aside. Actually might lose. Yeah, he's lost 5th position as well.
So he did exactly what we thought he would do. Get out of the way, let his teammate go. Which, I don't blame him for doing that. I would do the exact same thing. In fact, I actually tried to get out the championship leader's way on Monday, and he ended up putting me into a semi-spin at this very corner that they're going round. Not this corner, it was turn 8 and 9 that he put me into a semi-spin. But I just let it slide, as he did me an absolute solid the week before by holding up the pack behind me. So, as B Wheeler is looking at making a move, that was exploring track limits. If he can get this done, that is a very, very nice move by B Wheeler. And where does he come out? Did he get that move done? I think he did on Jamie Robertson. With Gavin Poynton now taking a go at him, Jamie Robertson's left the session again.
Ooh. Yeah, getting past quite a few people because how close the pack was.
Yep, I will try and get him back into the session as soon as possible. But there is only a certain amount of times, guys, that I will send you an invite back into the session. If you keep disconnecting, it's going to start hindering.
Cohen taking an interesting line there. Jay Williams back up into 5th.
Jamie Robertson, if you're watching the stream, no offence, but this is the 3rd or 4th invite I've sent you now during qualifying in the race. You've got one more left. Because it's just any more and it will just start hindering people's races. And that's not me saying that to be mean, it's just going to become an inconvenience to not only myself, but himself having to rejoin, losing positions, things like that due to disconnecting.
Oh, the time board's broken. Wonderful. Okay, that'll fix itself fairly soon.
Yeah.
So Adam, to answer your question, I'm not sure if there are any free seats, but it's quite easy to become a reserve, and therefore, and usually reserves reasonably quickly actually get promoted to a main seat.
Yeah,
there's usually a main roster of 15 people who attend every race in the season, more or less. The reserves occasionally kicking in, but there's a few seats that seem to cycle around. So, ooh, and Carl's spinning there. That's going to lose him some positions.
I'm trying to keep up with where he's on track, and he's just dropping every time I tried to get down to him.
No, right down to the bottom. Not good for him. There we go, as the timing boards return to us.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate that Captain Nick is now carving his way through the field?
Yeah, up to, what, 16th actually. I think we go on board with him, because you know he's going to gain positions.
Gone again. And Kyle is...
His tyres won't be happy with him. As here we go, Captain Nick gets another overtake.
It wouldn't surprise me if Kyle just pulls into the pits and retires now.
So Adam, I don't know... Sorry, Adam, I don't know if you're already in this league or what, but if you want to contact Cone Racing League is on Instagram, you can probably private message them there. They're going to be doing pace and safety tests over the next couple of weeks, so they'll decide what tier you should be put into. So if you are interested in racing, almost always get 20 drivers in this league, that's the wonder of it. Then that's the way to go about it. Oh, and JD makes a mistake there. I looked away from the screen as it happened, but he's dropped down now to 18th.
Actually, he's still got his front wing intact, so it's at least an upside. And the guys ahead of him aren't too far ahead. Like, it's still not great, but at least he's on.
Ooh.
The captain Nick picked up a penalty there, and so did
Was that
Gavin
for, I
Poynton.
wasn't watching enough. Was that corner cutting? It must have been. Yeah.
Yeah, it was 3 seconds, so I'm assuming it was exceeding track limits.
New enforcer, getting feisty.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump up, but back up the statistic and see where he is.
He's got a bit of clean air either side of him at the moment.
He can see the leader coming out of the final corner, but then as soon as he comes out of the final corner, the leader's disappeared round turn 1.
But sadistic 5.6 seconds behind Big Balls. That's the important number. How many seconds behind?
He needs to, but bearing in mind, he's on the medium tyre and the soft tyre will start to go off soon. The medium tyre will retain that grip for slightly longer. So the strategy might come into it. I think Big Bulls may have made a mistake in staying out underneath the safety car, which evidently then cost him the 5-second penalty for crashing with his teammate, which then cost Ferrari overall in the championship as it stands. They're not securing as many points as they would have been. Bearing in mind we're only a quarter of the way through the race, so a lot more can happen in that time.
Ooh, too wide into that hairpin. And threats from behind as well. This is a good battle for 10th going on. 4 drivers absolutely fighting it out.
Dragon on Speed just had a big lock-up as Jamie Robertson picked.
Are they 3 wide? Nearly.
Where are you looking?
The battle for 10th. 4 drivers, all within half a second at sometimes.
Oh, that is
Gavin.
Gavin Poynton.
And who's the other driver I think saw going sideways? Didn't look like it was just one driver.
It looks like the other one held it.
Yeah, I don't know what magic they pulled off.
Pheasant Plucker picking up a warning, well, a penalty for multiple warnings. So, as Tobes is now on the back of Draper, Pheasant Plucker with a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's a bad lap for him. Draper picking up a penalty. So we're now at that stage of the race where warnings will have come thick and fast through the first few laps when you're battling for position. And now everyone's settled down. Gavin Poynton, 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. As Tobes has got Captain Nick right behind him, but he's also on the back of Draper. As Kyle picks up his first penalty of the race. This battle for 10th is actually quite entertaining.
Yeah, no, that's why I've been watching it. Great.
You've got 3 cars. Well, it's now turned into a train of 6, all with DRS on each other.
Captain Nick now having caught up with that pack.
Yeah, you've got it down to error voice. Believe it or not, error voice is just.
Well, actually, to be fair, Jamie's not that far behind him either.
Jamie's just.
He'll start gaining because they'll all be fighting, of course. Nothing will stop.
He's picked up DRS this time round on them. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well, 10th through 15th, yes.
All battling for 10th. With Draper currently the guy leading this pack. Bearing in mind, the only guy without DRS. And at the moment, he is very... Oh, error voice. Right, so this is something to talk about. It's the usage of ERS. Some people are really aggressive with it. They only, after like 4 laps into the race, they have it averaging on like 20-something% charged throughout the rest of the race. They literally use it whenever they've got a little bit of charge. But Error Voice seems to be reserving his for when he genuinely needs it. So if he's trying to get an overtake done, while the other guys are like 9-10%. Like everyone ahead of him is on 9-10%, and B Wheeler is now up into.
Ooh, Captain Nick looking to overtake around the outside here.
This is what I meant. Watch the difference in the launch now from the different lanes.
Actually, to be fair, because I don't think he wasn't able to cut back because there's another car on his inside. He's got DRS, so that'll help him.
Yeah.
Actually, didn't gain as much as he could have. If you four-star from behind, brakes later.
But
there we go.
Do you know in qualifying when I was on about the different launches from the different lines through that hairpin? Prime example of what I meant.
Actually, also it helped that Captain Nick was on the on a softer compound. He's on the mediums. So he's looking for the overtake. Just thinks better of it. Don't want to fight too hard.
Reserve his tyres. Wait till everyone's pitted. And see where he ends up. He may end up with enough time to make a pit stop of his own. You don't know. Gavin Poynton picking up penalties. Well, I don't know what to say about the penalty board at the moment. I hope that you can find something to say.
What, the sheer number of penalties?
The fact that we've got 5 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 8 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 17 seconds, 3 seconds.
That's impressive. 17 seconds with only 10 laps in. Now that's quite an impressive stunt.
Jamie Robertson has just picked up another 3 seconds worth of penalties. So,
Add into the count.
And he just had a purple final sector.
Ooh.
So...
Have you gone on board with Error Voice? It looks like it's quite a laggy drive. I saw it a bit in qualifying. Actually, now I'm on board with him. His wheel, obviously his driving isn't, but his wheel looks very skitterish.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Let's hope that doesn't cause any problems.
No, but the actual car seems to be moving along at a decent frame rate.
Ooh, this could be interesting.
Oh, that is...
Ooh, four-star spun. That's unlucky for him.
Yeah, well held out of the wall though, because it's very easy to end up in the wall there.
And we saw how much practice he had keeping it out the wall in qualifying. Actually succeeded every time. So credits to him for that.
Colin picking up his first penalty. Where is he on track?
As our leader pits. Big Balls has pitted. Sadistic King up into second.
Yep, and he's apparently put on the mediums. So he will need to make another stop unless he thinks he can make these stretch for 17 laps. The only way he's going to make that happen is if, one, he's got a very friendly setup on tyres, or two, he has a lucky safety car. Which, with the way this midfield battle is shaping up, would not surprise me. As Tolles picks up a penalty in P8. So, none of the top 5 have a penalty. Then everyone from P6 down to P10 has a penalty. Then nobody from P11 down to P14 say that, and Big Bull and Error Voice just picks up one up. Gavin Poynton, another 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Right, I'm actually going to ride on board with him and just... Oh, he's gone. I'm not riding on board with him for any longer.
Quit?
Like,
No.
Just retired in the pits.
Ooh, Captain Nick up to 7th now. He's actually doing well to move up the field the way he is. No, shame he's got those penalties.
Yeah, he's only got 3 seconds. He served his 5 in the pits, just like his teammate. So he will probably request those to be removed. That was Pheasant Plucker having very bad lag. Pheasant Plucker just kind of went from side to side on my screen without going forward. But he doesn't seem to have lost any time for it, so it might just be a glitch in the... and again. It seems like any low-speed exit corner, he's just swinging from side to side out of...
Ooh, Captain Nick, look at that. Taking advantage of your opponent's mistakes, and Pheasant Plucker going through as well. Well, they're getting 3 seconds of penalties.
So,
now,
Captain Nick is a man on a mission.
Yeah, and it's a very successful mission, I must say.
There must be... There's going to be something in his head that is just clicked today, and it's like, I cannot let Sadistic King win the championship. I cannot let Sadistic King win the championship. That is
Of course, fighting to help his teammate here.
Exactly. It always helps if you've got a teammate that you get along with and that you actually speak to outside of the track. Even if it's just a mundane conversation, it's like, oh, how are you today on race day? It helps. Because they might be having a really bad day, and if they go, oh, my day's not going so well, you're like, well, keep your head up. A decent result this evening might swing your mood. And every now and again, those little bits of encouragement will help.
The Ferrari drivers look like they're about to be united. What an overtake by Big Balls. That was impressive.
So you know this corner where they're coming up to now, where Big Balls has just gone round? It is nice to send it round the outside there. And I will invite Colin back into the session as he's just left.
And Dragon's left as well. And Error Voice.
Oh,
Hopefully not too many. Just those three.
Where's Colin? So
ISRL Cohen.
So Dragon on speed. Who else are you looking for?
ISRL underscore Cohen and Error Voice was the other one. Dragon's back in the room. But Big Ball's now in Captain Nick's tail. We'll see if the Ferraris decide to play the team game. It looks like he's easily got through. Oh,
is Cohen Knight, or is it just Cohen?
ISRL underscore KOEN.
Just waiting on my PlayStation. There we go. And who else was it?
Error Voice.
I'm just waiting on it to send the invites out.
Actually, Sadistic King qualified in 11th position, while Big Balls qualified in first. But the Ferraris managed to have a collision under the safety car. Both got a 5-second penalty, which they served in the pit lane.
Oh, come on. There we go. They're sent. And then it was Error Voice 2.
Yeah, but the timing board will come back once the drivers cross the start line. It's kind of annoying that it's not there because it makes it quite tricky to know who to watch.
Alright, they've all got fresh invites. As JD picks up a time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Jamie Robertson picking up penalties on 9 seconds at the moment. Dragon is back. Colin is still been overtaken, but that car looks solid now, I think. And where is Error Voice? Is he in gold mode?
Yeah, he's back. He's in 11th and he's back, so that's good.
And Colin looks like he is back too. That car looks solid to me. I hope that's solid. I can't. He's got no one anywhere near him, so I can't tell. And at times the cars look solid when they're not. But yeah, that looks solid to me.
Ooh, just saw some front wing flying there. Can't tell if that was... Is that Error Voice or Craigo?
I've just jumped on board and that was Jamie Robertson and Craigo getting wheel to wheel.
Yeah, Craigo's lost his left end plate.
We don't want to repeat of what happened a few laps ago, gents. And they've managed to keep it relatively sensible.
Yes, it's this corner now, this right-hander, that 45-degree corner that Big Balls went up the inside of. Never seen an overtake there before.
Was it the right-hander?
Yeah, but not the 90-degree one, it's the two small flat ones before it.
Oh, the one where it's quite easy to get squeezed into the wall on the way in. It's a brave move. It takes a brave man to chance an overtake there. I personally wouldn't, because I'd like my front wing where it is, and that's on the nose of my car. But Sadistic King keeping it smooth, penalty free at the moment. I think he's doing a one-stop. If I can remember back to the conversation we had earlier, I think he's intending to do a medium to soft.
We'll see. As Big Balls hunts down, looks for his next opponent. So if you jump to Big Balls where he is at the moment, it was on these two right-handers here. He went up the inside on the both of them.
And he looks like he's doing it again.
Ooh.
What a move.
It was much cleaner the last time he did it.
Oh,
but
what an attempt at a move, shall I say. Because he didn't quite get it to stick then, as he's still behind Liverpool fan.
And of course with Pheasant Plucker right in his tail, he's got to be careful from in front and behind.
Bearing in mind, both drivers sandwiching him. Very quick drivers. They are very fair, but neither of them have any issues in getting their elbows out.
With Pheasant Plucker getting another 3-second penalty. How many has he got now?
14.
Ooh. Whoever was on 17. Oh no, they retired, didn't they?
Yeah, Gavin Poynton was on 20-something when he retired because he got 5 for speeding in pit lane.
Oh right, so he retired for getting too many penalties.
Yeah. That is exactly what the case was. Even if you've got that many penalties, I would still keep going to the end of the race. Because that extra few laps will give you...
Small mistake there by Pheasant Plucker.
Yeah, I saw that. It will give you that extra little bit of spatial awareness and track limits.
That is Draper making a mistake on that hairpin there.
Big Balls has got past Liverpool fan.
Give me the other camera.
I've got mine on broadcast.
I'm trying to look at Draper's front wing. It's making me look at his rear wheel.
Draper.
He does have front wing damage. I thought so.
And Colin's just got a very lonely race at the moment. Like, the man is...
It's a long way off anyone.
10 seconds off of Kyle in 17th. Both of them have got 3 seconds worth of penalties, so as it stands, with 11 laps to go, they are just staying where they are. But still, it's not a bad debut by Colin. Jamie Robertson is impressing me. Look at, yes, he's got 9 seconds worth of penalties, but he's holding his own against guys that he's never raced with before. Draper picking up another penalty. As that was Captain Nick completing his pit stop strategy. So let's see what tyres he's put on. I think he's got mediums on.
Oh, that was brave.
Oh no, he's got soft tyres on with 11 laps to go. That's brave.
Soft tyres with 11?
Tyre degradation around here is ridiculous. As I say that, it just makes his way past Jamie Robertson into P11. So, just ignore me. What I say doesn't matter. I don't know anything.
I'm on board with the battle for P4 at the moment. There's 3 of them. Very close and very interesting overtakes. Actually, and also now Big Ball's called up the Club PR for second. Club PR will soon be needing to pit. I guess he's going for softs. This is next tyre.
Yeah, the thing is, the District King, if he wants any chance of winning this race and winning the championship, he needs to pit now. He's got 3.5 seconds to Big Balls.
Ooh. As Big Balls taps Club PR on the rear. He'll probably have him into this braking zone here, won't he? Looks to the out like Club PR going defensive. Oh, moves under braking. That'll be an interesting one. Big Balls won't be happy with that.
No, but he's now got DRS and he will just set along his way.
Yeah, easy pass here.
Yeah,
better tyres so can brake later.
Yeah, Claire PR's Club PR pitted very early on, bearing in mind. We pitted, I think, like 2 underneath the safety car.
Yeah, and the safety car. One of the drivers starting on softs. Actually, of course, started in second position, just to prove me wrong. But yeah, already half a second pulled.
So, the Sadistic King will be hoping to have the faster tyre at the end of the race and more grip. So while we wait for this battle to heat up, that is a McLaren, I believe, getting into it.
Oh, virtual safety car.
Where is
Who was that?
King on track?
I think that was Kyle actually that caused that.
Yeah, that is no front wing. When
None.
I say no front wing,
Oh
I
yeah,
mean
none. You mean none?
He's gone full Voldemort there. He's got no nose.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Right, well,
Harry Potter joke there.
Expect Carl to be pitting.
Sadistic King is in the pit, so is Big Bulls.
Now
Ooh,
that's
this
interesting.
Right.
Synchronised went into the pit lane. Now this will be a sight to behold. Both on the soft tyres. Absolutely nose to tail. This is the championship you're watching right here. These two, neck and neck. Oh, this is what we wanted.
Drive through for speeding under the VSC. Sorry, guys, but I will let Jonathan deal with the race leaders, and every now and again I will flick. Well, not the race leaders, the championship leaders. And every now and again I will flick between that and what's going on in the rest of the pack, because we can't ignore everyone else because we've got a championship battle on our hands. As I flick down the field, and actually there's not much going on except for Tobes getting into it.
Yeah.
Jamie Robertson.
Both drivers though will be very heavily aware that there's half a second between who gets the championship at the moment.
Easy move by Tobes, sorted, done before the weird little blue line comes up on the straight for the braking zone. Kyle's
Ooh,
gone.
Big Balls clips Sadistic King on the rear. Who's that?
Kyle retired. I'm assuming he did it in the pits.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Part of me wants to just sit here and watch this battle, but at the same time I know that neither driver will want the added pressure of us both sitting here and scrutinising every single line they make.
Well, there aren't many other battles going on. It's the closest battle. Even if they weren't the championship leaders on the 19th, 20th, I'd probably still be watching.
Yeah, as Claire PR is actually closing up on the back of Big Balls.
Captain Nick with the fastest lap.
Sorry, yeah, Captain Nick closing up on Claire PR. Wrong Ferrari. Bye, Kyle. Have a nice night. That came across really sarcastic. It wasn't supposed to. Jamie Robertson is in the pits.
Yep, it's 4-star. Goes up to 11th position past B Wheeler. 4-star on some fresh softs. Lots of drivers on fresh softs now. Captain Nick's actually going to have a bit of trouble on his. 2 laps older than the other people he's around.
Yeah, mistimed pit stop for him, but Craigo was the fastest lap of the race.
And of course soon, Sadistic King and Big Balls, they're going to catch up with Dragon, and they're probably going to overtake him because of their tyres. So they will be battling 1-2 for this final place. But there will be some traffic to aid Big Balls and getting that lead.
Yeah, this could literally...
The Sadistic King goes wide. Ooh, what's Dragon doing?
Getting way out of the way.
Doesn't want to... Oh my goodness.
Is he going around the outside? Oh my...
He tried. I think Dragon just wants to sit back and watch, to be honest. I would.
Dragon's just got to stay within touching distance in case they take each other out. Because that's what could happen.
Ooh.
That is Big Balls.
That's...
Big.
That's big. A Sadistic King gets the fastest lap there.
That is...
That's going to have knock-on effects. Yeah, kept us out the walls. His tyres won't be too happy, but kept us out the wall.
That could just, with 7 laps to go, that could have just decided the title. I think that may have just decided the title, and Dragon will just cruise up to a comfortable second place.
Well, actually, to be fair, I think he might end up getting third, depending on how damaged the tyres are.
3 seconds, well, 2.8 seconds separate. Jamie Robertson picking up a penalty for speeding in pit lane. He's now up to 14 seconds. He's just retired from the session. Good effort though, from Jamie.
Yeah, hope to see you next season.
Yeah, same here. Evidently not the result he would have dreamt of.
But actually, yeah, it seems a good fit for Tier 2.
I didn't really catch him in that many battles. He tended...
Ooh.
Big Balls with a penalty.
And actually, Kirby
almost got past him. Oh no. He lost it at the most pivotal point of the race.
And of course now, yeah, goes
He's
wide there.
He's
not going to be racing perfect. I think we're either going to see the most monstrous comeback you've ever seen, or he's just going to keep dropping down the order. His teammate behind him to back him up though. Oh, Kirby also with a penalty.
Do you know what? I'm actually glad about Abu Dhabi, the fact that the start-finish straight does not have a DRS zone on it.
That is one of the good things.
It is one of the very few tracks of where a good launch out the final corner will see you get the move done without the aid of DRS.
Bahrain,
Yep.
I think.
Bahrain
Is that
has DRS.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it's just after the pit entrance.
Oh yeah, so I'm mixing up which straights.
Bahrain has 3 DRS zones.
On board with a Liverpool fan who kind of forgot to use DRS for half the straight there.
Speaking of it.
Caught him using it towards the end of it. That's not ideal. Guess he's kind of just sitting there, not really feeling up for an overtake. Not too sure what he was doing there.
Is he going to absolutely send it on Captain Nick going into this corner though? He's got the inside lane.
Yep, he's through.
Yeah.
Having said that...
I think he may have done that strategically, in all fairness. So then he was close, Jay Williams picking up the penalty. A Liverpool fan may have done that on purpose, so then he wasn't Brantley's gearbox going into the braking zone. It would realistically make sense, but I think I'm also giving a little bit of praise where it might have just been a genuine mistake and he forgot to hit the button.
Yeah, certainly quite a possible mistake.
On purpose. I'd like to think he did it purposely. He's a nice guy off the track. I was told he gets a penalty for exceeding track limits. Let's see what... Oh, the penalty board is quite bad, to say the least. Most drivers that have run in have got 3 seconds minimum. Craigo, Dragon and Speed, and Sadistic King and 4-star being the only drivers without a penalty. Everyone else has got at least 3 seconds.
But unless something dramatic happens, it does look like we've got our championship decided. Of course, you can't call it to the end. So go ahead.
So, I was just saying, I will jump into the race director for a moment and see what happened at turn 1. Well, on that one that caused the safety car initially, it was Aero Voice and Kugataz getting into it, and it caused terminal damage for Kugataz. Big Balls severe collision with Captain Nick on lap 2, both of them got the 5-second penalty. Aero Voice getting a penalty. I'm actually seeing how many warnings Sadistic King has had. I don't think he has had any.
Oop, Big Ball's nearly losing it there. I'm not sure. Does Sadistic King have to go up to tier 1 or not?
Does he have to move up to tier 1?
Yeah.
I think if he wins the championship, then it's just pretty much a shoe-in. Like, it's just an automatic promotion per se. I'm not entirely sure. Best person to ask would be Nathan, I think. And just see what they say. But I'd assume so, as the last couple of winners of Tier 2 have gone into Tier 1.
Yeah, I think it was Chris Pandit last season, wasn't it?
Yes, as I've heard.
That was an interesting race. Tied on points. As this battle for second is ongoing, nearly causing one driver to spin.
Yeah, I've just looked at Dragon, and Claire PR is extremely close behind. Pheasant Plucker picking up another penalty there. So
Yeah.
he's now on 12 seconds.
It's not impossible for multiple drivers to move up if they decide that, because they're going to be doing another pace test to see how quick drivers are. I think it's very possible that Big Balls will move up. He's shown he's quicker than quite a lot of the Tier 1 guys, certainly in some of the qualifying sessions.
Yeah,
it's possible him and Sadistic will move up together.
It'd be interesting to see if they were teammates next season.
Well, yeah, doesn't it be quite poetic if they were?
From rivals to teammates. Then we'd probably see a Hamilton-Rosberg situation going on between the two of them.
Although I'm not quite sure they're at dual wheels pace, but certainly.
No, but I was meaning between teammates.
Well, I think
Dual wheel is just ridiculously quick. I don't understand how that man is so quick.
I don't know if you're aware, Mexico, last season, season 2, he won. His PS4 restarted mid-race.
Mid-race?
Mid-race. Not mid-qualifying, mid-race. His PS4 restarted mid-race. It was off, and he had to restart it fully. The man still won.
Well, that is insane. Oh, as
Ooh!
Big Balls
Gets past Dragon. Dragon dropping down to 4th.
Yeah, Draper with up the fastest lap so far. So we've got 3 laps to go, so the Slick King is just out ahead, just chilling, killing, not really doing much.
I mean, yeah, unless he gets huge amounts of penalties, I think he can play it fairly safe. He doesn't want to cause too many problems for himself.
The
He's
thing
got
is,
what?
if Dragon can still keep within touching distance of the 2 ahead of him, he will still get P2.
Actually, yeah.
So as long as he can stay within touching distance, but saying
course,
that, Liverpool fans on his gearbox, but he's also got 3 cent. Well, he's closing up on the back of him, not on his gearbox. But he also has penalties. And then everyone else is just spaced out. It's at that stage of the race now where everyone's spaced out. I did see something interesting about modern day F1 cars the other day. Apparently, from this season just finished, the Ferrari was 735 centimeters long. To put that into feet, that is 18.7 feet long.
Oh, Big Ball's up into 2nd position, and actually looks like Dragon might get himself back up into 3rd. I have no idea how the... Sorry, I have no idea how the calendar's decided. They just kind of pick the better tracks. I'm pretty certain it's always been 11 rounds here.
Nick picking up a penalty there.
Yeah, season 2 is also 11 rounds, so 11 round seasons every weekend. Sorry, every Thursday. Slightly changing the timings, but you'll find that out when you sign up.
Yes. The academy's still staying at 8 o'clock. Liverpool fan.
Oh, Clerpiar making a mistake there, losing some of his front wing and dropping back a couple of positions. Captain Nick now looking up 5th.
As long as he can pull a 3-second gap in the next 2 laps, which, if there's front wing damage on Clerpiar...
Ooh, look at that. Very good reaction time by Captain Nick. That was
another penalty. So our leader for penalties, a Pheasant Plucker, B. Wheeler and Draper. I think that we should have a trophy for the end of the season for the drivers.
Most combined penalties.
Yeah, and just give them a medal at the end of the season, or like a miniature trophy, or something along those lines.
We can't include Jack in the competition though, otherwise he'd win it all.
No, but we can give Jack a DNF trophy.
There we go.
It's not a cheap shot at Jack. He literally changed his name to Jack DNF because he crashed out like 4 races in a row.
Liverpool fan past Dragon. All sorts of changes going on. Big Balls was gaining a bit on statistic, no longer.
Yeah, but he also has penalties. This is it. Dragon doesn't need to attack. All he needs to do is stay where he is and just keep it smooth and within touching distance.
But he can't afford, if he loses 1 second to Big Balls in the last lap, then he will not.
He will only grab third, not second.
Yeah.
Okay, as we're coming into as we're now on the final lap with Sadistic King, let's start talking about driver of the day. I mean, there's only really one option for this, isn't there?
After an unfortunate qualifying, dominated the strategy, miles ahead of everyone else. Well, actually, did Big Balls serve 5 seconds in the pit lane because of that collision? Yeah. So imagine if that didn't happen. Would have been 5 seconds ahead. Wouldn't have had that battle with Sadistic King. Wouldn't have made that mistake. Could have been a whole different story.
Jack has just said, "I hear my name ringing strong in Tier 2 stream. My legacy lives on." No, Jack, it doesn't.
Always.
We love you, really. Kinda. But yeah.
Tom, I had a look back at what happened, and I don't think Captain Nick could have done much. It was just an unfortunate Big Balls braked a lot. If you have a look at Captain Nick, he wasn't accelerating. He didn't increase his acceleration. He decreased it and eventually braked, but his reaction times weren't quick enough that time.
Yep.
So it's hard to put the blame on anyone.
In the final lap. Is it just a racing incident? And let's see what the gap is between them. He needs to pull out like an extra 2 tenths then. Otherwise...
I doubt it'll be removed because he made that mistake as well. I mean...
Yeah.
I think that is Sadistic King across the line. Those wonderful fireworks. Giving him that championship. Big Balls in seconds. Poetic, they're 1-2. Actually, no, they're not 1-2. They're 1-3. Yeah. No, they were 1-2. Dragon taking third. Liverpool fan 4th. Jay Williams 5th. Captain Nick 6th. Pheasant Plucker 7th. Clerpiar 8th. Clerpiar 7th. Pheasant Plucker 8th. Tobes
still might jump in.
Not quite.
No,
4-star.
No, not close enough.
Up into 8th. Pushing JD. Actually, no, JD wasn't going to get in.
5-second penalty that was unserved. Who else? Craig Old coming across the line in approximately 5 hours and 52 minutes. There we go. Across the line he goes. He stays where he is. B. Wheeler. I think he's going to drop down behind Draper. Draper, I think, will move down behind Cone. No, he won't because Cone's been lapped. So it's just going to stay as it is.
Yeah, just a couple drivers left across the line. That is undoubtedly the championship for Sadistic King.
Yeah, Draper almost putting it in the wall in the final lap. Coming out of those awkward...
Draper, if you're listening, do a donut. Oh, yeah! That's what we like to see.
That's sportsmanship right there. Oh, and he's just been taken. Cody's just unlapped himself as a result.
Draper's still got the position because of the penalties, though. But
yeah.
There we go. What a fun finish to the end of the season.
It's a nice way to finish the season off.
And Sadistic King, yeah.
Doesn't matter who you are, you can't deny that. I'm just going to tell you how it was. Terrible qualifying session. from him.
Masterclass race.
Yeah, I think part of me wants to believe that he was smart enough to start on the medium tyres. That's why he deliberately qualified outside the top 10.
Well, he would have started on the medium because he qualified Q2 in mediums. He wanted to start on the mediums. That was his strategy.
But he wanted to start on a fresh set of mediums. Like, he knew he could have gone quicker if he put on a set of softs and got into Q3. But then that would have put him on the exact same strategy as Big Bulls.
Actually, who got fastest lap?
I think it was Draper.
It was Draper. Down in 15th. The man who gave us the Abu Dhabi donuts that we all love so much.
The thing that we're used to finishing our season, but I'll let you round out the top 10. Well,
yeah, Sadistic King clutching the championship. Was 1 point down after the last race, what happened, but here we go. Getting the championship. Big Balls in second. Dragon nearly getting it, but penalties at the end. Third, Liverpool fan, Jay Williams, Captain Nick, Glur PR, 4-star, Pheasant Plucker, and Tobes. That kind of lower points completely shaken up because of penalties. They usually are here. Drivers so evenly matched on pace. You can keep it clean and keep the pack. And then you're going to gain huge points. But yeah, there we go. Do you want to try and get Sadistic into the party? This time without kicking me.
I was just about to say, do you want to do it? Because if I try and invite anyone to the party, it tends to kick you out of it.
Okay. Right.
For some reason. I don't... So,
well, congratulations on your win, and of course the championship that went with it.
Thank you, thank you. I am so scared in that race.
we were riding on board with you with like 3 laps to go, and then all of a sudden we saw Big Bulls lose it behind you.
Yeah, I'm
as you were coming into
not
the
entirely sure what happened there. But
it looked like you just caught the curb and spun the rear wheels up, and
we were actually side by side coming into like through sector 3, like you know that really fast right hand on it.
Yeah, no, we were watching the whole thing.
The outside. The rest of the race got ignored for the final few laps when you two were going at it. Not in a
I was
horrible way.
a bit worried I wasn't giving him enough space, but I was hugging the wall as much as I could going into it. So I feel a bit bad that he span out, to be honest.
And he got quite unlucky. Under the safety car, him and Captain Nick managed to hit. Both of them got 5 seconds. They had to serve in the pit lane, so that dropped him back more than they would have liked.
I think that I didn't expect him to pit when the VSC came out, and then I seen him coming behind me. And speaking of the devil, here he is.
Well, before we get too far, can you guys make sure that the party settings, make sure you're sharing audio, just in case?
Yeah, mine will share. Yeah.
Don't want to interview a ghost.
Yeah, it was me last week, sorry. That
was a great battle, balls, mate.
Yeah.
I was a bit scared when we were side by side though.
Yeah, it was a bit twitchy, and then I decided to do a nice 360.
I seen the penalty come up as well, like a 3 second. I was like, oh, that kind of helps.
Yeah.
For someone that doesn't like Abu Dhabi, you liar. You're fast.
Remember, guys, before either of you accidentally slip up, it is a PG channel, so try and not swear.
Yeah.
I don't know you could be talking about that.
Before we get too far,
So I could easily say that Ball's had that much pace and that. If it wasn't for the spin and the penalty, he'd have won easy.
Yeah.
So,
Couldn't keep up with that.
I was just looking at the Discord server. So this stick, you are looking at moving up to tier 1, correct? As you won the championship.
As far as I'm aware, yeah.
And it appears that a driver will be leaving, which means that there will be a second spot available for a certain Big Balls.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That's if the admin team allow it, because you two have been at it all season long. It would be nice to see you both
I think it
on track
also
battle
comes
each other
down to
next
the
season.
pace test and that coming up and stuff. I've not actually signed up for season 4 yet, but
See,
I know
I'm-
there's pace tests involved and new people coming out and leaving and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, but as the champion, you pretty much got to move up.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to see you two
With that
battle it
said,
out.
my CRL career is over.
You would like to take this time to thank your mother, your sister, and your dog.
yeah.
Who else for this
I was a bit
miraculous
despair there
achievement?
and say no, but I don't know. I would like to thank Balls for the fight all season, as it's been close. So
Yeah,
it's been
it's been
fun as
great.
well.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it.
He's been
Yeah,
going
it's
Magneto to
because
Charles
that's
Xavier.
horrible for me.
Yeah.
And obviously Nathan and AJ and that for obviously running the league the way they do. So, and the rest of the drivers.
Yeah.
It's Scott and Bruce because no one likes Liverpool, so we just have to get that in there.
Yeah,
And obviously you guys for doing comms all season as well, so
I did catch on to your strategy pretty early on. When you got past lap 12 on the mediums, I even said to Jonathan that you're going to one-stop it.
my strategy changed. I was going to do a medium hard, and then I seen Big Balls keep on going on the soft, so I was like, he's pushing them to go on mediums. I was like, I'm going to push these to go on softs.
And that safety car early doors, obviously, with the heavier fuel load, it did help with tyre wear a little bit. So
Yeah.
both of you managed to extend your stint by a couple of laps. Obviously, the soft tyre go off a lot quicker.
I was quite happy the VSC came out because those mediums were horrible. Like they felt so bad. The last like 2 laps I did on them. Oh,
You turn in and you've got absolutely no faith that you're going to make the corner.
pretty much, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
managed
know
to go
exactly
the whole
how you
race
feel.
without a warning as well, and I don't know how.
Yeah, I actually took a scroll through the race director and I didn't catch a single warning for you, so well done for that. Big Balls, obviously not the end to the season that you wanted, but you gave us a thrilling final race of not only the season, but the championship battle. If you could go back to any single stage throughout the season where you may have dropped points, what stage would it be?
Oh, God, there's quite a few. I think the major one was probably Singapore when I had a game crash when I was running in first or second. That really cost me.
Oh yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, that was a big one because I was out in the lead then. That was it. Statistics are over and there's no coming back really. But tonight, I've got to give a bit of a mention out to my teammate, Captain Nick, for giving me a shunt behind the safety car. That 5-second penalty in the pits cost me about 4 or 5 places, and that helped me cost for the race, so I hope he's feeling better by himself.
He has said that he's got to go sit in the corner and cry and feel bad about what he's done. So I think he does feel bad, and I think that you'll get a personal apology at some point. He might send you flowers or something.
Yeah, I like chocolates.
Some roses and trophies, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Have a look at the CRL announcements if you haven't seen it, Sadistic.
I've not even been on Discord yet. Well, except to message Forster.
Yeah,
Yeah, you are champion. It's official.
yeah, well done.
I mean, I'll be honest, I was just hoping to improve off the last season, so I'd have been happy with the second. Because I came 5th last season, and I just like to see improvement in my driving, so I'd have been happy with either or. But
So you spent.
Wait, you came 5th? It's so in
last
4th
season,
here.
yeah. I came 5th last season.
Ah. I don't know.
Well done.
I was in a battle with someone else for most of the
Tobes.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Tobes, yeah, it was Tobes actually. Yeah, me and Tobes were going at it all season as well.
Having a look
another
here,
driver
it's showing you're
that's
ahead of
improved
him.
this season.
I'm sure I finished 5th.
Alright, I don't know.
Yeah, well, 4th or 5th I still improved, so I'm happy either way.
It's going to be weird commentating on Tier 2 next season if I don't move up and not having you in the field. But I will drop by your races and take a look when I can. I'll probably have that stream up on my phone while I'm doing comms on Tier 2.
Well, actually, Kieran, there's quite a high chance that we'll be moving up to the Tier 1. I can't do the Tier 2 time next season.
Oh yeah,
It's too early for me. So, I'm either Tier 1 or nothing next season. Because I can't do the Monday one either.
Fair enough. So there is a chance that I will still be talking about you next season. That I don't mind. But the pair of you, the entire season from like when I actually started paying attention to Tier 2, you've been at it tooth and nail, swapping positions. Obviously, last week didn't go Sadistic's way, but went Big Balls' way. This week, complete reverse. A single point in it. It could have literally come down to which one of you got fastest lap.
Yeah, thanks Drapo. For stealing it again. Every time, man, he comes out and he takes the fastest lap.
Yeah, it tends to be when he knows his race is lost and he's not scoring a point in like actual race position. So he would just pit and put on a set of soft tyres. But he did do the Abu Dhabi donuts for us at the line.
I was thinking about doing the little snake across the line. I was like, if I'd been it before the line, yeah, I better not do that.
That would have been amazing.
That would have been funny.
We've seen it happen. I think I've seen you do it in like 5 lappers or something anyway.
Yeah, probably.
So I've seen you do it previously. But Big Balls, absolutely great drive all season. Just unfortunate to be picked at the final hurdle. But the pair of you, hopefully you'll continue this love-hate relationship. Like you like each other off the track, but as soon as you're on it, you just want to beat each other.
I love them on the track too. We're in a couple of weeks together and we battle quite a bit, so it's always fun coming up against balls. So.
Yeah, I normally give you a little nudge here and there, don't I?
Yeah, I like a good little lob tap, so it's all in fun.
We mentioned this earlier about drivers getting their elbows out and being a little bit aggressive with just overtaking and defending, but keeping it fair. And you two all season have been a prime example of doing it. I think at the time we were watching Captain Nick carve his way back through the field after dropping all the way back down to, I think it was P16 or 17, and he carved his way back through just by getting his elbows out. So the pair of you have done that all season.
I think with that result as well, I think Liverpool fan may take 4th overall as well on the standings. So he's had a decent season as well. Everyone's pretty much had a decent season, but
It's so competitive in Tier 2 this season, isn't it? Anyone can win, really.
ridiculously competitive. Like I think there was what, 7 or 8 different race winners.
Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it, really?
Oh, 6 or 7, yeah, it was crazy. And then one of my favourite tracks, I just decided to not show up.
Which one was that?
Netherlands.
Yeah, I didn't want to mention that, but as you did, yeah.
Yeah, I deserve what I got though. I screwed up someone's race as well, so like I deserve everything I got on that. But
Yeah, the pair of you, absolutely well done all season. I will look forward to seeing the pair of you if Sadistic joins up for season 4, which is better.
I've just been signed up.
Yeah, I was just about to. I was just about to dive into your DMs and just abuse you until you did. Obviously, well, not abuse, but berate you until you did. Big Balls, I hope you've done the same. You've already signed up.
Yeah, I've already signed up. Yeah, I'll be there.
So the pair of you will be back at it again next season. Big Balls, if you don't move up, at least you've got a slightly easier chance of winning the title next season, but it will be ultra competitive yet again.
Yep, always.
And you never know, the season after, Sadistic might end up back in tier 2 with you.
I don't doubt that. It's too good for that.
But yeah, the pair of you, it's been a pleasure.
I can't help the consistency.
Yeah.
You're about as consistent as week-old porridge.
I'm just going to start getting penalties just to annoy people soon.
Make us feel a bit better about ourselves.
Yeah, that is one thing that I want to ask. What happened when you lost it? Like, to us, it looked like you just clipped the curb and your wheels spun up and you just went.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I was just pushing too hard to try and keep up with Jamie, so yeah, that's just too much throttle and over the curb and round it went. Fortunately, if they didn't hit a barrier.
I'm going to guess that's where your main warning came from as well.
Well, the warnings came from just trying to get through the traffic, really. I was very, very aggressive.
You did pick up 2 warnings for that spin. You picked up a warning for exceeding track limits on the curb that you spun on, and then you picked up one for exceeding track limits on the side of the track that you spun to.
Ideal.
I think that's one thing that probably saved me was the VSC, because also I was going to pick that lap anyway.
Yeah.
And when it came out, I was like, right, so no one's really got to overtake me. I was like, I don't have to fight through traffic like Balls did, obviously, so that helped a lot as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked it out in my head. If you'd pitted under the VSC and Balls hadn't, you would have come back out in 4th.
And then I think I noticed at one stage, I don't know why he did it, but Dragon on speed actually pulled over to let me and Balls
Yeah,
pass.
we saw that.
Yeah, we had this conversation in qualifying, actually. It was along the lines of, if we were anyone else in the field, would we get in the way and potentially cost either one of you the championship, or would we just get on with our own race and let you try and carve your way through easily without taking too much life out the tyres in order to battle each other on track, which is what people wanted to see.
Yeah.
And we both settled
to be
on
fair,
just letting it
if
pass.
it was me in another seat, in another driver's seat, I'd probably just run my race. I don't like letting people pass. I don't care if you're fighting for a championship.
Oh no, if it was you, I wouldn't let you pass.
If they make it harder, that's the way it goes, really.
Yeah,
Anyway.
we saw. Was it on the safety car restart?
My teammate nearly died. Yeah.
Yeah, no, didn't he let you straight? Which one of you? One of your teammates let you straight through at one point.
Jay Williams.
They didn't let me through. Trust me. We were in a party together and we were talking about it. And he was like, yeah, if you keep up with me, I'll just let you pass. I was like, yeah, okay. And we went around the final corner going out the straight and he lost the car.
Oh, right.
So he did what Jack did on Monday.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So I was like, thanks for the easy pass.
He did a pretty convincing job of making it look deliberate.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I see, because he was on my right hand side as we were coming onto the straight. As we were exiting onto it, and I seen the car just disappear to the right, and I was like, oh no, he's hit a wall. But he didn't hit the wall, he was actually okay, so... It was...
Yeah, he managed to just about keep it out of it.
Yeah.
I think it was by a matter of a couple of feet, couple of inches at most.
Yeah, by the way, it's Sadistic. Unsurprisingly, everybody's voted so far put you for driver of the day. That Big Balls even put you twice.
Yeah, I think this
that
might be
may
the
be
most...
overtakes by me, even though I actually didn't really overtake anyone. I made up all my positions out of that safety car.
Yeah, I think this might be the most one-sided driver of the day vote I have ever seen. And I am going to join in on that and actually vote for you as driver of the day myself.
Well, nearly all
not
season
kept on
I've
my
been
own
with the Big
mistakes.
Balls, so I'm going to keep up and give it to
Yeah,
Big Balls.
you had that overtake. I don't know what part of the track it is, but those two like kind of right-hand kinks that are flat. You went up the inside there. Can't remember who it was.
Yeah,
You got a really good overtake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he backed out of that one. I think he was a bit scared.
It's an audacious
Yeah.
place to try and even overtake.
It's desperation more than anything.
You know those left-handers just after it, before you come to the final two corners?
Yeah.
On Monday, I sent one round the outside there. I thought that was a good overtake, but that just takes the cherry on the cake for best overtake at Abu Dhabi this week that I've seen anyway. It was just audacious. Like, nobody should even think about it, let alone, like, well, your name does match up to that because they were very big at that point.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you could even get it stopped with the amount of weight that was coming from there.
Yeah, I was quite surprised myself, to be honest. I shifted down like there's no tomorrow. They brought my shifter off the wheel.
Yeah, it was a great overtake. Hopefully, if someone decides to make an overtake of the season video, that will make it. Well, Sadistic will have like one overtake in the entire season that will make it.
Probably. Yeah, I usually make up my things on my stints when people are pitting.
Your strategy, yeah. We've had this conversation. We do the same thing. And Jonathan doesn't always like to overtake anyone.
I don't really
in
race.
F1.
I do GT.
Yeah.
I'm on a
Yeah.
chance for a championship this Saturday, but can't say I race F1.
You should. You would genuinely enjoy it.
It is enjoyable.
Done some. I'm considering doing the tryouts to see where they put me. I don't think I'm clean
Probably
enough or
the
quick enough
academy
even
would
for the
be.
academy. Oh yeah, no, academy if I do well.
Yeah.
Otherwise, just a flat go away.
You should do. It would be fun. You don't know, you might end up being my teammate next season if Cougar Ties gets moved up.
Yeah, well, I can't do the times for the academy. That's part of the problem. So.
Well, yeah.
That's a
Grant
problem.
whatever you've got to. Did either of you, well, not you big balls, but Sadistic, did you catch what happened on turn 1? By any chance?
Yeah, I was actually behind it, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. What's his name? Is it
Cougar
Aerovoice
Ties.
or something?
Yeah, Cougar Ties and Error Voice got into it.
Yeah, Aerovoice was a little bit laggy. He wasn't super laggy, but his car was a little bit jumpy.
Yeah, we
And
picked that up.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that actually put Kokataz off. They touched tyres and they just span out to the left.
And put him in the wall, which ripped his front wheel off because it was a terminal crash.
Or was it Terminal? I didn't even notice it was Terminal.
No, Kyle managed to gain
That's
some positions off the start, so I don't know if you saw that dive bomb. Because we didn't, but he started 19th and then was 12th from the safety car restart. So, and that was before people pitted, so he's higher after that.
So, between the start and the exit of turn 1, going into turn 2, he'd made up 7 positions.
Wow.
He probably just full on sent it down the outside of turn 1. We'll need to, actually, we'll message him and see if he's actually got the stream of it, because I want to see how he made up that many positions that quickly.
We'll have to start calling him Kimmy. Keep carrying that on.
Actually, yeah, do that. He will hate that.
We'll carry it on. It's sticking
Yeah,
that.
get him to change his Discord name to Kimmy. But anyway, guys, Sadistic, we'll let you go and have a beer or whatever that you gotta go do to celebrate. Big Balls, we'll let you go do the exact same thing to go and drown your sorrows.
Yeah.
Well, still got
definitely.
second in the championship. That's nothing to scoff at. I think you might have
No,
got
it's
more
not.
wins as well.
He
Yeah,
did,
I
he just
got
got
that.
beaten by consistency.
Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, congratulations to Sadistic and thanks to you lads for the commentary all season. It's been superb.
You're welcome, and it's been a pleasure.
Pleasure's all ours.
Tits off me. Oops.
Right, well,
It's still alive.
Yeah, it's still live. That's why I told you not to swear at the beginning.
You nearly made it, mate.
I'm Scottish, I can't help it.
Anyway, we will
Yeah.
end
Go
this
play
Yeah.
finish it.
here before you say something that gets the channel in trouble. But Thank you very much. It's appreciated that you've given us something to do on a Thursday evening, and just both of you keep up the good work, and hopefully you'll find each other on track again at some given point in CRL, and if not, you'll find each other in another league at some given point, as per usual.
More than likely, yeah.
So hats off to the pair of you for a fantastic season, and from the entire CRL family, it's been a pleasure, and we wrap up season 3. Season 4 starts, I think, on the 4th of February for the academy, with the tier 2 coming on the 6th, and tier 1 coming on the 6th too. 6th or 7th of February, it's one of the two that they come. So, been an absolute pleasure. We'll catch you in a couple of weeks after the season break.
Yep, should be fun.
You've got your numbers very wrong, but I think it'll be tier 1 and 2 are on the 4th, and the academy's on the 1st.
I did say I think.
Yeah. Alright, once again.
Either way, the academy comes first, that's all they know.
Yeah. Alright, thank you guys, and see you whatever day it just so happens to be. We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll let you know.
Congratulations, cheers lad.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, well done. Bye.
See you later.
Right, well, that concludes that. What an end to the season. We'll be seeing you in 2 or 3 weeks' time, hopefully. There's a chance we'll be doing tier 1. There's a chance we'll be staying... Jamie will be staying in tier 2. Sorry, Kieran will be staying in tier 2. I'll get the names eventually. One day, I promise.
Yeah, if I do stay in tier 2 for comms on tier 2, happy days. If I move out of the academy racing ways and move up, I will probably end up joining you for tier 1 comms if someone decides that they want to do tier 2 instead. There's a lot of variables that will come into it, and it will just be the next couple of weeks trying to get the final pieces into place. Obviously, with a lot of new drivers coming, a lot of drivers leaving because they've got other commitments. Like, we've had 2 drivers already today opt out because they've got other commitments and the new times just don't work for them. Unfortunately, it will be a shame to see them go, but they both know that whenever they come back, they'll be welcomed back with open arms by not only ourselves, but the admin team and the owners of CRL.
But yeah, from us in the commentary box and from all the drivers and admins, that'll be goodbye from this season. And hopefully see you next time.
See you next time, guys.